So, if you go to the Fir website, you see some amazing artists that use these IEMs for performances and things like that, like Rolling Stones, Billie Eilish. There was a post on Instagram last night that had not Billy Ray Cyrus. Wow, Miley Cyrus, his daughter. So they are very prominent and very big in the music industry. I first heard the XE6 when I was in New York Can Jam last year, 2024, and was blown away by just the kinetic bass and how warm it was, and just how awesome it made certain music sound. So recently, my boy Screamin' was selling his, and we did a trade, and I was able to get the awesome XE6. So that is today what we're reviewing. So the Fir Xenon6, or XE6, which it's lovingly called, retails for $3,899. It is a tribrid design. It has one 10mm kinetic bass dynamic driver, two open driver balance armature drivers, one open driver balance armature driver for high mids, one balance armature for highs with sound deflector, and an electrostatic driver. So let's get to the unboxing. Here's a beautiful puck, nice leather. Inside, you'll find the Atom X. And I'll open that up. You'll have all your modules here, the gold modules, silver, black. You also have the red module and the tool to use to switch them out. And this is the cover for the really cool case. Turn this and pop this up. And inside, of course, there's the badge. But you'll find the upgrade cable, the standard cable, and this nice little pouch that safely keeps your Xenon6. I'll just pull out one, and there it is. Beautiful gold-plated design. An awesome looking face. Oh, let's talk about fit and finish. We did the RN6 recently, and it's pretty much the same size, same body. The beautiful shells of the XE6 or Xenon6 with the gold plating. If you flip it around, you can actually see the kinetic bass where it hits the back of your ear, which is their version of bone conducting, which is awesome. And then on top, you can see the Atom module, which is a gold one that we have inside. They're smaller IEMs, even though they're made of metal. They're not heavy. They're extremely comfortable. Fit tight in the ear. I have the Fir upgrade cable, which is a copper cable, and it's a good looking cable. Haven't had any tangle issues or microphonic issues. So pound for pound, when it comes to fit and finish, these are beautifully comfortable IEM. Let's talk about the Xenon6 sound. We recently borrowed great friend of the channel, Make It Wayne. We borrowed his RN6. Those are his babies. Like his RN6, like when he heard the RN6, I had so many texts from him. Like, I've got to find me a pair, because remember the RN6 is, I think they made 200 of them and they're all sold out. So he had to find one used, and he finally found one used, and he was gracious enough to send it to me. So the RN6 is more of a neutral sound. Like, it still has a kinetic bass. It can still slam. The bass is great. Good mid bass. But you're going to find a cleaner mid-range where it's more coming toward the neutral, where it's not warm. And you have this nice sparkly treble. So it's more of a all-around tuning compared to the XE6. The XE6 is a warm, bassy IEM with wonderful sparkle still, but the RN6 is more revealing in a sense because it's more neutral when it comes to it. Not saying the XE6 is not revealing because it'll surprise you sometimes with what it reveals. But let's start with the bass. So it's bassier. I have the gold modules in. Tried the other modules, but I felt like if I'm going to get the XE6 and get the full experience, you've got to do it with the full bass. So what first startles you a little bit is how the kinetic bass and the mid bass kicks. So bass drum is just awesome. What is the Billie Eilish song? Bad Guy. Like that is like rattles your brain, and it's really awesome. The sub bass is there. I've read in certain places where they feel like the sub bass gets overshadowed by the mid bass, and in some places it does, but they're both very good. But that mid bass is really what gets you, and you feel it. You feel it inside. And what ends up happening is because it's so warmly tuned, you've got some bass coming over to the mids, and certain instruments like low guitar or when the piano's low, you feel it because it's going to be in the bass. And it's something that it's one of those things you got to hear. I would honestly say like something like the Trifecta and something like the XE6 are IEMs that you need to listen to, because I know some people that this IEM is the end all be all, the bee's knees, where they listen to all their music. But I feel like also that it's one of those ones that certain music it caters to, and certain music it might crash on you. So it's one of those ones you've got to listen to, because those thick mids, those warm mids, for a lot of the music I listen to, even some jazz music, some Bill Lawrence music, Go-Go Penguin, it's kind of awesome, the warmness. When you're listening to something like Carly Simon, You Belong to Me, or you listen to the Doobie Brothers version, it's awesome because it kind of takes you back to that time where everything was warm, and it's really, really nice. I've even listened to them with classical, and the cellos and the basses are just rumbling, and it's fun. Is it neutral? No. It's very colored, is the term that a lot of audiophiles use, because the warmth is there. Like when Billie Eilish, or if you listen to Nina Simone, like I can, one good one that I really did enjoy was Hello from Adele. Like, it's just brings a different level to voices where it's just warm and heavy and thick, and it's just pretty awesome. But if you are someone that's like more into a neutral sound, you're gonna hate these. And that's okay, because we all have different sound tunings that we like. But for what it is, I feel like I skipped the mids and the highs, but I think you get the idea. For what it is spectacular at what it does, because you still get revealing, clean mids with that warm sound, and you still get sparkle, which is an incredible feat with how warm they are and how bassy they are. You still get some really high sparkle, like listening to Polyphia, the cymbals and everything, they're there. Listening to some jazz and there's some more cymbals, they're there. Listening to rock, more cymbals with that mid-bass kick, it's pretty awesome. But it's one of those, I feel like, an acquired taste IEMs, because it's a specialist, but for some people, that's the specialty that they're looking for in their sound. So it's definitely definitely an IEM to check out, because what it does, being a warm, bassy, mid-bassy IEM, it's truly special. And it does it in such a spectacular way that it's just fun. Like, if you dig the sound that these produce, then I feel like of all the IEMs, the way they do it better than any IEM. Is the XE6 Xenon 6 a buy? If you want really great mid bass that you can feel, bass that sometimes gives me a headache, because it's just doom, doom, and it kicks real hard. You want that warm sound. You're looking for that specific warm sound. You want some sparkle with that sound. The specialists that can do things that I don't think any other IEM can do, I definitely think the XE6 is for you. It's like such a great IEM for what it does. For some people, if you're a neutral head, if you don't like a lot of bass, then this is probably not going to be the IEM for you, because it's going to be too much. But if the sound signature you're looking for is what these do, then yeah, this definitely would be a good buy. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them, and I'll talk to you in the next review.